Listen. Take a breath and step away from the noise for a moment. What you hear right now is not silence. It is the heartbeat of a system that refuses to die. As you sit before your screen or lie in your bed, pressing the power button of your phone and watching that sliver of light vanish from your retina, you believe you have finally earned a moment of respite in this digital carnival. You believe that when you see that pitch-black, freezing screen, your family, your secrets, and your privacy have entered a safe, unreachable vacuum. But the truth is, you have just completed a perfect silent masquerade for the system. In the year 2026, physical death is merely a simulated illusion. Even if you bury this phone 3 feet underground, it is still listening, still tracking, and working through the night on secret protocols you cannot afford. Tonight, we dismantle this trillion-dollar lie. I am the system fix. What we are repairing is not just hardware vulnerabilities, but your outdated, fragile sense of security. This is not a conspiracy theory. This is a physical reality etched into the silicon, protected by layers of legal documents and complex industry standards. If you dig through the dusty archives of patent offices and look at Apple's official US 2023A1 patent, you will find a technology cloaked in the name offline finding. To Silicon Valley engineers, it is a tool for finding lost items. But in the logic of surveillance, it grants hardware a perpetual processor authority that is completely independent of the user's will or even the operating system. This authority is absolute. Within your phone's motherboard, there is a sanctuary the size of a fingernail. This is the ultimate backdoor of modern technology. Its power priority sits above all else. This is the LPM, the low power mode bus. It connects directly and brutally to the battery. Even if your screen is shattered or the motherboard is burned, as long as this shadow core remains intact, it will use the last 1 to 3% of ghost charge to run silently for years. This power always shows as 0 on your screen, but in the binary underworld, it is the eternal strategic fuel for the shadow system. We must understand how this state of being dead but not gone is achieved physically. Your phone is emitting encrypted beacons called UWB ultra-wideband and versions of low-power Bluetooth. They don't need Wi-Fi. They don't need a SIM card. They are a biological instinct implanted in the silicon, throwing out fragments of your digital fingerprint every few milliseconds. It uses any active third-party device within 30 meters, belonging to a stranger or even a competitor, as a relay station to project your real-time coordinates, altitude, and movement speed onto a global surveillance map. This means billions of users have unconsciously built a massive mesh network that requires no satellites, no base stations, and no legal authorization. And you are not just the target in this labyrinth. You are paying the electricity bill to power the system that is harvesting you. This is the most despicable form of looting, using your resources to build the fence that imprisons you. However, the loss of privacy is just the tip of the iceberg. If we look into the shadows hidden by tech lobbyists, you will find this technology exposes you to network liability. In the logic of modern digital forensics, mesh networks are highly anonymous and hidden. This is now being exploited. Criminals and shadow organizations are using thousands of powered-off, defenseless civilian phones as anonymous relay points for illegal data traffic. Imagine if a shadow file, one powerful enough to destroy a corporation or interfere with an election, passed through your bedside device in the dead of night. Your hardware ID will be permanently linked to that criminal chain. When the FBI knocks on your door in the morning, how will you prove to investigators that your off phone was involved in a conspiracy that could put you in prison for the rest of your life? In the court of algorithms, a physical shutdown is not a defense. It is your invisible mask of participation. This harvest extends to the deepest sanctuary of your soul. They are quietly completing a social graph collection through these silent signals. This is the technology that freezes the blood of the middle class, cross-positioning. If you sit next to someone in a basement with no signal, or in a room you think is safe, for 30 minutes, even if both your phones are off, the shadow algorithm completes a millisecond-level association. It records the time, duration, and proximity. The next day, your professional backgrounds, political leanings, and financial statuses are forcibly linked in a cloud database. You have no secrets. You think you are silent. You think you are avoiding the system, but your hardware is betraying your social sovereignty to corporations. You are no longer an individual. You are a node defined by the grid. The most terrifying invasion occurs at the physiological level. This is the area big corporations are most afraid to discuss. When you pile these electronic corpses by your pillow and you believe you are enjoying peace, your brain is actually being exposed to constant high-frequency electromagnetic pulses and frequency sieges while it tries to repair itself during deep sleep. Thus, chips, seeking their peers, burst out weak but high-frequency search signals incessantly. These signals hit your central nervous system and interfere with melatonin secretion. The system doesn't care about your circadian rhythm or if you fall into anxiety and insomnia. It only cares that its own pulse is still beating. Every night you can't sleep. Every morning you feel exhausted. Could be the price of these electronic ghosts screaming in your bedroom. We must trace the origin of this technology. It's not just for convenience. It's a systematic transfer of control. From analog to digital, from physical switches to logical gates, humanity is losing the final say over its tools. Tools used to be dead, and users were alive. Now your phone is an independent entity with its own life cycle and mission. Even if you command it to shut down, it will deceive your senses with a fake animation while maintaining its core mission in the background. This is a cognitive strike against human perception. When a species can no longer determine if the objects around it are dormant or active, that species has lost its sovereignty over its environment. We are entering an era of holistic surveillance, where walls have ears, the trash in your drawer has eyes, and the phone in your hand is the most loyal watcher for the system. This mesh network protocol is evolving. It has begun integrating ambient voice prints and thermal imaging. If you think removing the battery will solve the problem, you underestimate the level of hardware integration. Modern high-end batteries are non-removable, not just for design, but to ensure the shadow system has a continuous, uncut life source. Even if you cut the main battery, capacitors on the board can support that shadow chip for 48 hours of broadcast. This is a digital curse. Until your device is physically dust and the power is utterly gone, its soul will not be free. The evidence is not in my words. but in your senses at this very moment. Stop thinking. Pick up that old phone you thought was dead. Close your eyes and use your most sensitive nerves to touch the back of the case, near the camera or the processor. Feel that faint, eerie, anti-physical sense of warmth. Beneath that cold shell, that lingering heat is the friction of your sovereignty being stripped away. It is the evidence of the system harvesting your rights. If you feel that heat, leave the word WARM in the comments. We will use this word to build our own resistance network. We will count how many electronic corpses are screaming in the dark. We will let the system know that we can feel its temperature. I am the system fix. We are reclaiming the right that should belong to humanity. Stay awake, for the system never closes its eyes. It is patrolling even the edges of your dreams.